It's the Billy Revolution. It's up to you. Billy Revolution. Here's what you gotta do. The Billy Revolution. A quadrilateral grow. Under your chin, not in the center though. Cause it's the Billy Revolution. It's the Billy Revolution. It's the Billy Revolution. Billy Revolution. Welcome to the Billy Revolution. It's so nice in this cold winter to be able to be inside and warm and share with you some new thoughts about our society and its wondrous directions. The Globe and Mail this Saturday actually had the nerve to publish something that says Ottawa gets the gold medal for winter misery. February cursed us, said David Phillips, senior climatologist for Environment Canada. Even fans of winter have to say that February was too much. No, we don't. Not unless we're living in a country that doesn't have freedom of speech. Either too much snow, perfect amount of snow. Too much cold, excellent for my rink. It just went on. There was no break. Like plus 20 freak meltdown. That would be good. And the most intelligent thing, they're not hiring these people based on IQ. Nature did not take a breather in February. Nature didn't take a breather. You can say things like that in a open society, and it can be published in a newspaper as well, and that's a good thing. That I totally believe in, and the Billy Revolution obviously believes in the idea of freedom of expression, but the Billy Revolution is very careful. Oh, look at this ice! Oh my gosh! Oh, it's cold. Oh, the ice is cold. Oh man, the misery of my glass of ice. Don't forget, it is the prop time. Certainly, you should be able to say ridiculous things as long as they're not hate speech. But I want to just look quickly at what this anti-winter is coming from, because I know that the corporations aren't making money when I'm outside walking, when I am skating in my backyard, when I'm enjoying nature. I know that they have some ways of trying to generate income from me and my enjoyment of nature, my attachment to nature. But I know at the same time that that they don't, that it's not a direct hit. They're much better off convincing me that it's too cold to be outside and have my eyes glued to social media or other screens where they generate money from eyes. So I understand that concept, and I'm not thinking it's some Machiavellian plan. I just think that these very strong desires in media, which affect so much of the way we think, and this is a newspaper, don't forget, this isn't even screen, which is much more problematic. But media and probably the people who own that are closely related to the people who own everything else. But I want to look at two things. I think that if we think about growing up during the sitcom age of the 1970s and 80s and watching television, very little winter presented on television. In fact, some shows that had winter, there was a show, a Newhart show that showed Vermont often with snow. That was an oddity, and it struck you. And I think that we have to be careful about the media we're digesting and what sort of preconceived ideas it shares. It infiltrates our thinking with weather, with seasons, and we have to be wary of that. I think we have to be thoughtful of anti-winter sentiment here in Canada, just like we have to be wary in other places of anti-summer, anti-heat, anti-rain sentiment. And we have to remember that we are at a time where we are most valuable to corporations, and some of the largest corporations in the world are media corporations, of course, and media corporations are owned by some of the largest corporations in the world. We have to think about whose interests are served by convincing us that everyone in Ottawa thought that it was too much winter, because I know a lot of people who didn't think it was too much winter, and their voices aren't there in the Globe and Mail. So I hope that people enjoy the continued cold and the continued snow and the continued joys of all that winter has to offer. And for those people who don't get a chance to have winter, I can promise you that some of the negative stereotypes about it are false and have a lot more to do with people's inertia as well as poor attitudes than it does with any reality. Have a beautiful week. Sorry about the minimal props, but that's just the way it rolls sometimes here on the Billy Revolution.
You and I are quite alike. You drove your car, baby. I brought my bike. You know that it is such a funny game when we pretend we're just the same.
Melinda is out skiing, skating, snowshoeing. Did a couple nights in the yurt with some friends this winter. Really getting into winter, but our hands are a bit cold. David went out shoveling because so angry at the snow. It's the 10th snowstorm this month. His hands are cold. They're doing the same thing.
It's the Billy Revolution. It's up to you. Billy Revolution. Here's what you gotta do. The Billy Revolution. A quadrilateral grow under your chin, not in the center though, 'cause it's the Billy Revolution. It's the Billy Revolution. It's the Billy Revolution. Billy Revolution.